Welcome to Chris and Laura. Today we're going to make some homemade pizza. Thought that sounded kind of good, so we are going to get that going. I'm going to make the crust from scratch in my bread machine. I'll get the dough ready in there. Then I'm going to make my pizza sauce kind of from scratch. I'm going to season up some tomato sauce, so I'll show you how I do that. And then we'll put the pizzas together when they're done. So, all right, let's get started with the pizza crust. Let me show you how to get that going. And like I said, I'm using my bread machine, so however, if you don't have this, you can use the stand mixer. You can use your hands in a bowl. That works just fine too. Let it rise. This is how I'm going to do it today, so I'll show you how I do it in here. But these ingredients, they work the same. So, all right, first off, we're going to have 1 cup of very warm water. Then we're going to do 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. Then we have 3 cups of flour here. This is just regular all-purpose flour. Works just fine. So we are going to put flour in. Making my well in there. Now we are going to do 1 tablespoon of, I have dry active yeast here. That's the middle. Alright, now I'm going to go put this into the bread machine, and I will be right back and I'll show you how I do my pizza sauce. Okay, so what we have here, this is just a plain old simple pizza sauce. Nothing extravagant whatsoever. I don't have any pizza sauce, so I'm just going to whip this up, and done it many times. You can add whatever you want to it. This is just what we do. But I'm going to take 1 can of tomato sauce. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper. This is really just a taste. It's however much you want to use. Some pepper. And then I'm going to do a teaspoon of garlic powder. Probably about 3/4 of a teaspoon of oregano. And then 1 teaspoon of basil. And I'm going to sprinkle a little crushed red pepper in there. Now we'll mix that all up. I just remembered I forgot to put some sugar in that. I'm going to add a little pinch of sugar. You don't want too much, otherwise it's going to get way too sweet. So I just do a little tiny pinch of sugar. Alright, so I'm going to put this on a low heat. Let it simmer for a little bit until it thickens up. I'm going to get some toppings ready for the pizzas. And we will be back when everything is ready to come together. So we'll see in just a little bit. Alright, well, we're back now. Our pizza dough is done. So we're going to get it out of here. It's a little sticky when it comes out. Shouldn't be too terrible. Just need a little flour down. And I am just making regular square pizzas. Alright, so we're going to move the dough around a little bit in the flour. Just want to make it so it's not sticky on the outside here. Need to be able to work with it. And this is enough dough that I've used it on my big sheet pan to make a pizza before. I always get at least 2 pizzas out of it. I'm going to use these pans tonight, 2 of them, and there'll be plenty of crust for both of them. This makes quite a bit of crust. I'm just going to eyeball it, make it half, cut it in half. Now we're going to get our pans ready. I'm going to spray them. I'm just gonna move it around. Hardest part is holding on to the pan. I'm just gonna press it around with my fingers. Use that one. Do the next one. That olive oil really makes it a pliable dough. And it's kind of a chewy crust. Alright, so I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for probably about 10 minutes and do a pre-bake on it before we add any of the toppings or the sauce or anything. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes when it's ready. Alright, so our pizza crusts are done now. We put them in the oven for about 10 minutes, but they're not done by any means. But when you touch them, you know, they're firm. So here is the pizza sauce that we reduced down. It got nice and thick. It smells delicious. So we are going to start building these pizzas. I got all of our toppings here that we're going to put on them tonight. And when I make the pizzas, Dustin always gets his own, and then I make one for Chris and I with the toppings that we like. And I forgot to tell you, before I put these crusts in the oven, I did poke them with a fork. I just went around and stabbed them all over the place with a fork, just to kind of keep the air pockets down while it was baking. So, alright, we're going to put these together. First we'll put our sauce on there. Alright, so there's the sauce. Now I'm going to sprinkle just some regular shaker Parmesan. Now for Chris and I, I'm going to put some crushed red pepper in the sauce. It's the great thing about pizza, you can make it your own. Or homemade pizza, you can make it your own. Alright, now I fried up a pound of ground beef here. Got that ready. It's cooled down, so wash your hands. Sprinkle that around on the pizza crust here. And now we're using some turkey pepperoni. It's not pork and it's not overly processed, so Chris hasn't had any problems with it. And it is surprisingly very good. Has a great taste to it. Okay, and then on Chris and I's pizza, he chopped up some onions and bell peppers for me. So we're gonna put those out on here. Like I said, you can put whatever you want to on your pizza. We really like it with black olives on it too, and jalapenos. Dustin likes his just exactly how I'm doing it. Not much on it. He would like the black olives though. You don't want to get your toppings too heavy, otherwise you could have a pretty doughy crust. But you don't want them too light either that you don't know they're there. Alright, now we've got our veggies on there. So I just got a Colby Jack blend here is what I'm using. You can use all mozzarella, you can use whatever you want for cheese. I always use a mozzarella, some kind of a white and yellow blend of cheese on pizzas. I like it. We like it pretty heavy on the cheese too. Okay, so we got the cheese on them. And now I'm going to sprinkle a little Italian seasoning on the top. Just a little bit. You don't want to go overboard with this stuff. It can really get the heartburn going if you go too heavy on it. So, alright, so we've got the cheese on there and everything. We're going to put them in the oven, 375. I'll probably put them in there for about 20 to 30 minutes. But we'll come back when it's done and I'll let you see what they look like. So, alright, we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, they're done. Just about 25 minutes. Here's the veggie one. Here is the plain one. Alright, here is our pizza. Put a little more Parmesan on there. A little more crushed red pepper. And there you go. Here's your homemade pizza. So, alright, well, I'll put the recipe for the crust and for the sauce down below. And I would like to say happy birthday to our daughter, Tasha. I hope you had a great day. We miss you. We love you. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.